Professional sports are often defined by the chase for championships, with the playoffs serving as the ultimate stage where legends are forged. Yet every now and then, a regular season game delivers intensity, drama, and emotional stakes that rival or even surpass those of the postseason. These moments can arise from a bitter, long-standing rivalry finally boiling over, a clash with historic implications, or a head-to-head battle between iconic players at the peak of their powers. The following are 10 instances when regular season matchups carried such weight, excitement, and significance that they hit harder, felt bigger, and lingered longer in memory than many playoff contests. 1. Lakers versus Celtics. Christmas Day, 2008. Revenge Day. Just months after a painful NBA Finals defeat, the Los Angeles Lakers approached this Christmas Day matchup against the Boston Celtics as if it were a personal vendetta.
By Scotty, that's his third block. Under it. James in the corner for the win. The three-pointer.
Kobe Bryant spearheaded the effort, playing with the kind of relentless intensity usually reserved for the playoffs, while the Staples Center erupted with every basket, block, and steal. The Lakers' performance culminated in snapping Boston's formidable 19-game winning streak, turning the game into more than just a holiday contest. Physical, emotional, and loaded with symbolism, it felt less like a December regular season game and more like a high-stakes Game 7, with every possession carrying the weight of redemption and pride. 2. Patriots versus Giants. Week 17, 2007, the 16-0 game. The New England Patriots were on the brink of making history, chasing a perfect season, while the New York Giants, despite having little at stake in the standings,
they got it back in a hurry and stopped the clock. Clock running. They're looking for the three.
Approached the game with unmatched intensity, playing as if the Super Bowl itself hung in the balance. The clash erupted into a high-octane, heavyweight showdown filled with big plays, relentless competition, and tension that gripped the nation. Remarkably, the drama and pressure of this regular season encounter rivaled, and in some eyes even surpassed, the intensity of their eventual Super Bowl rematch. Under the glaring national spotlight, this game became an unforgettable chapter in NFL lore, proving that sometimes the regular season can deliver stakes and thrills on par with October football. 3rd Warriors versus Grizzlies. 73rd win, 2016. The Chicago Bulls' great record of 72 wins in a single season was a milestone that the Golden State Warriors were striving to exceed. Only a few people thought that this was achievable. The season finale for them was not just another game that they were scheduled to play.
The three, it's good. Middleton falls down. Thompson ahead to Curry. Holiday in pursuit. Layup is good.
It was an opportunity that was historic in nature, a chance to ensure that they would be remembered in the annals of the National Basketball Association. They were scheduled to play against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Warriors did not leave anything to chance, keeping their studs on the court for a significant amount of time and treating every possession with the same kind of urgency that would be expected in the playoffs. Steph Curry led his team to victory by scoring 46 points, putting on a masterful display of skill that transformed what could have been a standard conclusion to the regular season into a legendary milestone that will be regarded as one of the most significant chapters in the history of the National Basketball Association. 4. Yankees versus Red Sox. The A-Rod Veritek Brawl, 2004. For several months, the two parties had been at odds with one another, and the tension between them had been growing steadily. It only took a small provocation for the situation to explode into a full-blown conflict. Tension came to a head after a single inside pitch, a single long stare, and the benches emptied as fists flew, and the audience went wild with a combination of shouts and jeers.
Gives the Wizards a 2-point lead. He's got 25.
And they had no answer.
Levine pumps now for the lead.
Wow.
8 seconds.
Each and every moment seemed to be filled with the weight of many years of history, transforming the diamond into a battleground where pride and rage fought with one another. The calendar may have indicated that it was the month of July, but the level of intensity was comparable to that of October baseball at its peak, with the stakes having been increased and every swing, pitch, and play having the significance of a postseason battle. 5. Cowboys versus 49ers. 1994 regular season clash. In a regular season matchup that was as intense and significant as a championship duel, the two greatest powerhouses of the National Football League era squared up, with each team determined to prove its dominance. From the very first snap, the game was a harsh, physical war. Punishing hits flew, tempers erupted along the sidelines, and every top player delivered performances that left no doubt about their talent and drive. 6. Bulls versus Magic. 1995 Jordan's back game. Michael Jordan had made his triumphant return from retirement, and the basketball world was on edge, eager to see if the legendary star still possessed the transcendent talent and competitive fire that had defined his career. Facing a dominant Orlando Magic team led by Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway, Jordan approached the game with a relentless intensity that made every possession feel charged with postseason urgency. Every drive, every jumper, every defensive stand carried the weight of history, electrifying fans and players alike. Though Magic ultimately came out on top, the contest felt like a symbolic passing of the torch. A fleeting moment where Jordan's brilliance met the rise of a new generation, creating a game remembered as much for its emotional resonance as its outcome. 7. Alabama versus LSU. Game of the century, 2011, two powerhouse defenses collided in a nationally spotlighted showdown so fierce and suffocating that it felt every bit like a national championship long before the postseason arrived. Every snap carried enormous tension as Alabama and LSU traded blows in a defensive clinic, grinding through 4 quarters of field position warfare that kept millions of viewers on edge. The game ultimately ended in a gritty 9-6 overtime slugfest, a battle of wills that showcased tactical brilliance, physical dominance, and unrelenting pressure. And when the two teams met again in the BCS Championship, many fans and analysts agreed that the rematch couldn't quite recapture the raw drama and intensity of that unforgettable regular season masterpiece. 8. Maple Leafs versus Senators. Battle of Ontario, 2004, Brawl Night. This regular season matchup spiraled into one of the most chaotic and fight-filled spectacles in modern NHL history, as tempers flared and the long-standing rivalry boiled over into pure mayhem. What began as a typical heated game quickly escalated into multiple full-on line brawls, with players dropping gloves in every corner of the ice, and even the goaltenders charging out of their creases to square off in a rare and unforgettable goalie fight. The arena pulsed with a level of intensity usually reserved for deep playoff battles, the crowd roaring with every punch thrown and every skirmish ignited. By the end of the night, it was clear that few playoff games had ever matched the raw, unfiltered energy and emotional chaos that erupted in this wild regular season showdown. 9. Heat versus Spurs, March 2013, the revenge game. After the heartbreaking loss in the 2012 NBA Finals, the Spurs entered their next matchup with the Miami Heat carrying the weight of unfinished business, treating the regular season meeting as more than just another game on the schedule. Greg Popovich's team played with a blend of precision, discipline, and barely contained fury, executing every possession as if it were a decisive moment in June. Miami matched that intensity, led by LeBron James, who delivered in the clutch with a cold-blooded game winner that electrified the arena. The atmosphere, the strategy, and the emotional stakes made the contest feel like a full-blown finals rematch, months before the real one would take place. 10. Dodgers versus Giants. 2021 NL West Finale. Dodgers versus Giants is always intense, but nothing compared to the seismic tension of 2021, when a 107-win Giants team and a 106-win Dodgers team entered the final weekend, locked in one of the fiercest division races in MLB history. Every inning felt like a postseason showdown as both teams battled not only for bragging rights, but for the right to avoid the dreaded wildcard game. Every pitch carried weight, every defensive mistake felt catastrophic, and every at-bat unfolded under the pressure of two juggernauts refusing to break. When the dust settled, the Giants narrowly claimed the NL West with 107 wins, forcing the 106-win Dodgers, despite having one of the best records in franchise and league history, into a winner-go-home wildcard matchup. It was a regular season finale infused with playoff-level stakes, and it delivered drama worthy of October. Thanks for watching and subscribing, channel.